town meeting for April 8, 2014. I'm calling this meeting to order. Let's say the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first order of business is to actually select a moderator for this meeting.
I nominate James Young.
I second.
Are there any more nominations? Any other nominations for a moderator? Are there any other nominations for moderator? Just to make it official, we will take a vote on James Young as being moderator. All in favor of James Young being moderator, I'll know you by raising your hand. All opposed? I would notice by raising your hand. Okay, James Young is moderator. Won't you come forward and take the oath? I state your name.
I, James W. Young,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I understand the duties
that I understand my duties
as moderator
as moderator
of this town meeting.
of this town meeting.
That as moderator of this town meeting,
That as moderator of this town meeting,
I shall have the same powers
I shall have the same power
and be subject to the same penalty as judges
and be subject to the same penalties as judges
of election
of election
under the provision of the general election law,
under provisions of the general election law,
and will obey the laws governing the conduct of this town meeting,
and will obey the laws governing the conduct of this town meeting,
as specified in the town codes
as specified in the township codes
and the election code of the state of Illinois.
and the election codes of the state of Illinois.
I further do solemnly swear
I further do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties as moderator
that I will faithfully and impartially discharge my duties of moderator
at this town meeting in compliance with the law.
at this Monee Town meeting in compliance with the law.
So help me.
So help me. Thank you. Well, thank you for electing and approving me as moderator for this April 8, 2014 annual town meeting. Everyone should have a copy of the agenda. If you don't have a copy, we have copies back in the back. The first item of business indicates announcement of the next annual town meeting will be April 14, 2015. We need to set a time for this annual town meeting, and I'll entertain a motion to the floor.
I move we set the time for 7:30.
Would you like to place that in the form of a motion?
That I move.
There's a motion from the floor to set the annual town meeting for April 14, 2015. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Terry Bowles. It was moved by Don Taylor. It's been moved and seconded that we set the time of 7:30 for the next annual town meeting on April 14, 2015. All those in favor indicate by showing your hands. All those opposed? Seeing none, motion carried. Introduction of the township officials. I see in our presence today we have Donna Deathpoint, who is the Monee Township Supervisor, David Dolch, who is the Monee Township Highway Commissioner, Bobby Lathan, our Township Clerk. I see Sandra Hurd, Monee Township Assessor, Joseph Snubu, our township attorney, Calvin Lacefield, who is our collector, and in the back is Willis Simmons, our executive administrator, and of course myself. Oh, I see Terry Bowles, Monee Township trustee.
And Rebecca.
Rebecca Babers, I'm sorry. Rebecca Babers, our deputy Monee Township assessor. Did I forget anyone? Yeah, and myself, as Monee Township trustee. Okay. All right. Next item of business, our supervisor's overview.
Okay. Everybody. It's been another pretty good year, 2013, 2014. We continue to serve the township residents in many ways, and we continue to stay within our budget while doing so. I think you'll notice at the financial settlement that we started at one figure and we ended up with the remainder after we've had ins and outs less $3,000. So I think that's pretty good. That's staying pretty close to the budget. We have our senior committee that has 5 events a year that is free to all seniors that are 65 and over. They always enjoy themselves, and many of the events are held here. We have a youth committee that holds a family gym night at the GSU pool complex, and they have basketball, volleyball, exercise equipment, and they have had a photography class last year. It's 5 to 9 on most Sunday evenings. You can always check with the township or on our website calendar for the dates. We have a wheel ride program, which is like our old dial-a-ride program. It's busing through the PACE system, which is set up now through Will County for transportation within the eastern part of Will County. It's offered to seniors 60 and over, and also to disabled people. And that's going to medical appointments and shopping ones. The disabled also can go be given rides to work or to school, as long as it's a local school. It's an expensive program for us. It costs us approximately $60 per ride each way. The county does have an RTA grant, so we do get 50% of our money back. It's still that $30 ride, an expensive program, but it is such a much needed program that our board feels that it is worth the cost of the program to keep it. And many people are helped by this every year. We have a newsletter that's published 3 times a year, and when it reaches people, it does a very good job of telling everybody what we do and when we meet. And but we've been having problems with the Park Forest Post Office and getting it out, so we're trying to deal with that and solve the problem so that this next year we will be getting newsletters to everybody. We have a website that was redesigned this last year, and it really works great because it's something that Willa, as administrator, can do herself, where previously we were always lagging behind and keeping it up to date because we had to have it outsourced to have it done. So this way, it's really snazzy. We get on, we have our calendars always up to date. We get our newsletter, and the newsletter is put on the website along as our agendas and also our approved meeting minutes. So it's a great place to go, and you'll see pictures of all the elected officials on there. There's also links to, like Sandra has her assessor's site. We have a link to it so people can go from our site to her site. And also to a lot of other sites, like Green Sites, GSU, I think other villages. There's quite a few links. Check it out. We continue our outreach programs for people who have financial needs. We have our general assistance, emergency assistance, food pantry. We have LIHEAP people that come in here to help people with utility assistance, and so they can come in here a few times a month and meet with people instead of having to go to Will County. Our Satisfact program, which is always our biggest endeavor every year, helped 124 families in December. We give out food baskets to all, along with 720 gifts for children and adults. Our Thanksgiving basket program helped 98 families, and we were helped out by the Green Garden Baptist Church, who sponsored 48 of those 98, so that was very helpful. We have an Easter basket program that's coming up very soon, and this is basically, we decorated Easter baskets to children. We really cannot thank our residents enough for their generous donations of money and food throughout the year. These donations are what we keep us and our programs going. And then we have to thank our Highway Commissioner Department, because him and his crew give us all kinds of help. They go get our toys for tots from Joliet, they help with food pickup. They just are so helpful in innumerable ways. They're always there when we need them. Another person that needs a great deal of thanks from everybody in the township is our township administrator, Willa Simmons, and we introduced Willa before. And but she is the heart of the township and the backbone. She is the one that keeps everything running on a day-to-day basis. She does and deals with people every time, and she does it in such a very kind and gentle way, and everybody is always appreciative that she helps them out. And she does it even when she's very, very stressed, doing so many things that she does around here. And that's basically what the supervisor's office does. And now I want to have Sandra give a little spiel about what her assessor's office does, because they do so much too. And I'll let her tell you about the program she offers.
Thank you.
My name is Sandra Hurd. I'm the assessor for Monee Township. We actually began our second term in office this year in January, and we continue to serve our residents as we have in the past, and doing additional work as needed, because you know the need is increasing when it comes to educating and assisting seniors as well as other residents in our township. We have begun the workshops for this year, and we passed those out, the workshop calendars. We did our first one on the 27th, that one's March rather, and we have the next one will be scheduled for May 22nd and August 28th. We have done some mailing on that, but we'll also be extending invitation to people as they come to the office and sending out reminder cards later on in the year. Completed our homestead exemption review, where we actually give feedback to the county based on what new residents or new property purchases that have occurred, who indicated that they're going to be living in the property, but also some that have had other agreements within the year after the year started. And so that task is done early, the first quarter of the year, so that one's been completed. But we're ongoing doing work preparing for state appeals. These are documents that we have to put together in evidence, supporting the assessment that was upheld in prior years. Sometimes it's just the last year, the most recent year, but then some of them, the state sometimes runs behind, and maybe at least 2 years ago. And mostly what we see in the state appeal level are the corporations, the industrial park, because they're looking for large sums of reductions and tend not to get that at the county level, so they go on to the state. I did express to the board, you know, a lot of this activity has increased, and so I am going to be looking forward to getting some, you know, support from legal to help me decide for some of these documents before the appeal. The assessors of the township, both the deputy and the assessor, myself, we are, well, I'm an elected official, but we also have to test and certify in order to run for office or to get a certification. It's called the Certified Illinois Assessors certification. And so we did take classes. Rebecca and I went and attended a spring conference on the 23rd to the 26th. That's usually the first event that we could attend to get credits toward those certifications. And I can say from the class that I attended, I really feel that it was worth the time spent, because we got tools that's going to help provide better evaluation of neighborhoods, the equity-based type measures that would include standard deviation, measures of central tendency, coefficients of dispersion and variances. And I really look forward to be able to have that in my packet of support, you know, that kind of shows, you know, I've not just looked at 2 or 3 properties, but a vast majority of properties, and that will help substantiate and maybe even prevent some of the appeals going further than the county to the state. This office, of course, we have, as Donna said, we have definitely increased the activity, the service, the products that's available in this office. I'm going to say even before I came into office, the prior assessor had instituted automation in the office where it wasn't there. We had database. We have a database which a lot of people get access to. It is attached to the web. We do upload information to the web to keep it current. This is also where the county updates their data. So it's very critical that we keep that information current and, you know, correct errors when we have them. We have a network for our computers. They all work with the server. And we do have the web that we keep up to date, which would include not only just the assessment data, but the photos for the properties, the sketches, the drawings, and everything. Most of the time, I get a lot of response from people who use it. They really compliment and say it's really a great tool for them, saving them a lot of time. So anyway, some of the other things that the assessor does, of course, besides doing analysis and planning, we do have to do mass appraisals when we do at the quadrennial year, which is going to be coming up in 2015. Public relations, we do advocate for the taxpayers, but we also advocate for the taxing bodies. So we're kind of like making sure that everything is fair for everybody. And so we do these activities, and I'm going to say I definitely will be continuing to remind the board that these, you know, it does merit some increase in this particular position because of the things that we're doing ongoing and continue to expand in. Lastly, I just wanted to say we look forward to continue to serve you all. We appreciate everybody's working with us and being patient, and also, you know, giving us information that we can help go to the other factions like the county or to the state to make sure that things are working well.
Thank you, Ms. Irvin. Next item on business is the Highway Commissioner report.
Thank you. It's funny how things change in a year. Last year I had a problem finding a place to put all the salt. And I had a nice mild winter before this is all right, you know. Got reelected and went through 2013 here. We got to the end, well, the county over here decided to have a strike. So they called us, all us snow commissioners in, and said we're going to have a strike. Hopefully it's going to be a fairly long one. If you guys are filming for us, keep the roads open for safety. So we reluctantly agreed to do that. And thank God they got the strike settled when we did. For that, and nothing but snow. And it snowed, and it snowed, and it snowed. I didn't think it was ever going to. But we kept on plowing. I got 2 employees. Back in January, the first snowstorm we had, get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, go plowing. I get a text from my one employee, Paul. He slipped down the steps at home. His knee he can't even walk. So he couldn't come in and plow. So then I got him, Brian and I, my other employee, we plowed and plowed and plowed. And I think we kept the streets open pretty fair. Projects that we did complete though in 2013 in the summer when the weather was good. We paved streets in Heatherbrook, Roberts Ridge, Hilltop, Foxwood, Jason, Hawthorne Trail, and that was done with the motor fuel tanks funds. We also did Pauling Road out here west of Route 50 to Harlem Avenue, and we did Pinewood Trail, which is out to the east of here. 2014, we're going to do overlay projects. So we're going to finish Heatherbrook. There's 6 cul-de-sacs in there that I want to get done, that I'm going to plan on doing up there in Home Avenue. And then we'll have to see how funds are, if I can do some more patching or do some more overlaying. We'll do all the patching as necessary. And just one other thing, Ridgeland is going to be closed between Raleigh and Stunkel Roads. That's for the construction of the I-57 Stunkel interchange. That's about all I got right now. So keep up. It's a pleasure working for everybody here. We work as a team. Willa, she's got to put up with a lot of people, including the old grumpy guy sitting in the corner over there. He comes out every now and then and complains about the weather. So she's just great. So that's it.
Thank you, Dave. We appreciate that. At this time, our township clerk will present the supervisor's financial report. You should have a copy of the packet.
Attached to the agenda, there are actually 3 documents that include the financial report, Monee Township Supervisor Annual Statement and Settlement Treasury Report, the Monee Township Road District Treasurer Annual Report, and also the Monee Township Park Fund Supervisor Annual Statement Settlement Treasury Report. Those are for your review. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Bobby, we appreciate that. At this time, I'll open up the meeting to the electors. If there's no comment, is there any other business to come before this body? Seeing none or hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It's been moved by Assessor Hurd that we close this annual town meeting of Monee Township. Is there a second? Commissioner David Dolch, Highway Commissioner David Dolch, and Executive Secretary, Willis Simmons is second. It's been moved and second. All those in favor indicate by raising your hand, affirming. And those opposed, seeing none, motion carried. Go back. Thanks for coming out.